Hello. The story that I'm going to read today is called Cinderstella, A Tale of Planets, Not Princes. This is one of my daughter's favorites. The age for this would be about between 4 to 8 years old. To read it on their own, I would say second grade. Second graders, my daughter is in second grade and she can read it, which with some words that she doesn't understand completely, but it's a fun book for her. So this is Cinderstella, A Tale of Planets, Not Princes. Once upon a time, there lived a girl named Cinderstella. She had two stepsisters who made her work every day, but every night, Cinderstella climbed to her treehouse to be close to the stars. One day, a royal invitation arrived. "We're invited to a fancy ball!" shrieked one stepsister. "The prince will be there," squealed the other. "Princes and parties are fine," said Cinderstella, "but I have other plans." "Make us dresses," the stepsisters insisted. So that day, Cinderstella bought boxes of fabric and plenty of patterns. But that night, she gazed at patterns filled with possibilities, far, far away. "Work faster," the stepsisters insisted the next day. So Cinderstella cut, pinned, and sewed till her fingers were sore. But that night, she turned scraps into maps of places and planets more magnificent than she could imagine. "Style our hair," the stepsisters insisted the day after that. So Cinderstella worked and weaved and piled hair high. But that night, she reached even higher, decorating with dreams she knew she would follow. "Shine our jewelry," the stepsisters insisted the day of the ball. So Cinderstella polished pearls and made sapphires sparkle. "Don't you just love rings and twinkling things?" asked the stepsisters. "I certainly do," said Cinderstella, and that night she marveled at millions of rings and twinkling things. But one star shone brighter than the rest. Cinderstella made a wish she was working to make real. "Bling! Cinder, honey, have no fear. Your fairy godmother is finally here. You want to meet the prince tonight, so here's a gown that fits just right." "But I don't want a ball gown," said Cinderstella. "Glass slippers, then, for your feet, and the handsome prince you soon shall meet." "But I don't want glass slippers." "A golden carriage will take you there. You and the prince shall be a pair." "But I don't want a carriage." "Listen, honey, you need to meet the prince so you can live happily ever after," insisted the fairy godmother. "Why isn't anyone listening?" asked Cinderstella. "Princes are fine, but I have other plans." "Ah," said the fairy godmother, gazing at ribbons and stars, "now I see your dreams, and one of them is stuck in my hair." She waved her wand. "A future princess you are not. Your heart has chosen astronaut." "Bling! Finally, my own happily ever after. You've earned it, Cinder, with all your stars and studying." "Cinderstella!" the stepsisters screeched. "What on earth are you doing?" "I'm going somewhere, too." "Really?" they asked. "There won't be princes, but there will be lots of rings and twinkling things. You can come if you wish." The stepsisters weren't certain, but they were curious. "Let me guess," said the fairy godmother. "Parties and princes are fine, but you might have other plans too?" "Bling!" So Cinderstella showed her stepsisters a universe of possibilities. and they all discovered their own happily ever afters. So this is a cute take on the classic Cinderella fairy tale. This is definitely a fiction book, and I would say that it was in the category of fantasy. So the questions that I would pose for this book, I would aim at about the grade level that the book is designed for. The first question would be, how does Cinderstella change throughout the story? The next question would be, how does the setting change throughout the story, and how do you know? And the last question would be, describe the major events of the story. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the noise. Our power's been out from the wind since Wednesday, so we have to have a generator. Okay, thank you.